Welcome back to another discussion about Dirty Bomb and how things are going. We're still in the build-up to 1.0, which from the dev videos has been pushed back slightly, but that doesn't mean there isn't a bunch to talk about already. I'm afraid it's not all positive though. The community, particularly the folks on Reddit, have had something of a rollercoaster ride. What seems like a while ago now, we were told about the removal of ranked and CMM as ways to play in DB. This clearly hit people hard, as in the build-up to 1.0 you'd expect features to be added rather than taken away. Devs combated this by revealing the planned inclusion of Faceit as replacement to ranked, and I'd say this was received in a broadly positive way. It's an established brand, known around the world, especially in CSGO circles. This rollercoaster for the community was explained in a later dev video by saying that in regards to Faceit, the ink on the contracts has barely dried, and that's why it hadn't been mentioned along with the ranked and CMM removal. It does seem odd though that ranked especially could have been allowed to persist until that Faceit news was ready to talk about. Instead we had objectively bad news that was only then saved later by the Faceit good news. It was a negative situation that suddenly needed to be managed. Unfortunately, we've had more negative news with regards to the upcoming trading inclusion too. Primarily the news that, at least in the initial implementation, it'll be restricted to weapon skins rather than the full loadout cards. This was further muddied last week when on the 22nd of May a forum post explained that the tradable cards would be as follows: all the KMA weapon skins, all the Corsec weapon skins, all the Royal Force weapon skins, those are the ones from the drop boxes, and all ranked Season 4 weapon skins, all Nuclear Winter weapon skins, all Contraband weapon skins, and all the skins coming in the new update. However, on the 27th of May, a Reddit user, Magical Limeade, spotted that an official news post published on the same day as the original forum post, the 22nd, said something different. The list of included options was changed somewhat. It included skins from the new update plus the original KMA Corsec Royal Force options, and added the melee skins from the recent Melee Mayhem event. However, it also had a section that explained, as we said, this is the initial implementation and more items will be added over the coming months to expand the roster, including all ranked 4 weapon skins, the Nuclear Winter weapon skins, and the Contraband weapon skins. This was confusing for a number of reasons, not least both the forum post with one set of information was posted on the same day as the news post. Even more so if you think that both these pages sat like this with differing information for 5 days before a community member spotted the difference. Again, like the announcement about the removal of ranked and CMM, it became a negative story that needed managing. It prompted Smooth, a DB developer, to post in reply, explaining that technical constraints, meaning the inclusion of those original special edition cards, would have meant that others that they didn't want to be tradable to become so. He also apologised for things not being communicated clearly from the beginning. I'll pop a link to the full post in the description below. To be clear, I have no reason to doubt that explanation. It sounds perfectly plausible, if disappointing. My complaint would be that it was only provided once the community had spotted that change. It looked from the outside in the community like things had been changed behind their backs or on the sly in some way. There was no preemptive mea culpa like we saw previously when 5v5 friendly fire servers were announced by mistake and then immediately rolled back. As with so many things, it's not necessarily the mistake that people are angered by, but the way that mistake is handled that counts for so much. Wait for it to be spotted and then play catch up. It can't be helped but be viewed in a negative light. I feel like we've been in this situation before. I also wanted to talk about friends in the wake of CMM being removed from the game. I can understand that a huge player base can be required for timely, skill-based matchmaking when pre-made teams are involved. The queue times were not great for the average user experience. Actually, when CMM was first introduced, I still played a bunch on the server browser, preferring that quick access to servers based on region, map and so on. However, a group of friends started to queue into CMM fairly regularly, and I began to really enjoy that way of playing. It was ranked style play without the pressure of a ranking system. It was you and your friends versus an adversary. As we all know, gaming with friends is almost immeasurably more enjoyable. To say I got carried a lot by my friends doesn't really cover the breadth of how much I truly acted like a backpack to the rest of my team. In short, my friends are a fair bunch better than me at Dirty Bomb. With the removal of CMM, I'm finding that pattern of playing with friends has sort of evaporated. Quick Join doesn't have a party system, and simply joining a common server means that we're almost always playing against each other, which is okay some of the time, but I have to try pretty hard to even stand a small chance against them, and I'm not always wanting that sort of intense experience. I hope that something can be done in this regard in the future. Perhaps the new Face It system, however it's implemented, will also cater to people looking for a more casual team-based experience as well. What do you think of any of these topics discussed today? Do you have feelings about trading or the place of friends in Dirty Bomb currently? Leave a comment below right now. I read every single one of them. Thanks for watching, and sorry it's been so long since my last video. I endeavour to upload at a better schedule, so I thank you for your patience and of course your support. It really is appreciated. If you want to follow me on the many social medias, there are links in the description, along with links to the different Reddit threads discussed in this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.